This video is going to be a stocks and shares lifetime ISA portfolio review and update. This is quite a requested video, so I'm going to go through what a LISA is and the different types of LISAs, both a stocks and shares LISA and a cash LISA. I'm then going to go through my Hargreaves Lansdown stocks and shares lifetime ISA portfolio, what I'm investing into and why, and how it's performed since I've opened it. And finally, I'm going to touch on why I no longer contribute to my lifetime ISA and instead favour my other accounts, being my pension and my stocks and shares ISA, not stocks and shares LISA, stocks and shares ISA, the standard stocks and shares ISA. So we're going to go through all of that in this video. So I'm now going to do that final part I mentioned where I no longer use a stocks and shares lifetime ISA in a separate video coming out later this week. So be on the lookout for that. This video is just purely going to be on my lifetime ISA portfolio. I'm also nearly monetized. So even if you don't like this video, just put it on mute and watch it in the background so I get closer to becoming monetized by the end of the year. My name is Ryan and this is Making Money Simple. Welcome back to another YouTube video. Subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. I try and do one per week. I am also on all the other social medias and also have a number of digital products available. The most recent one being the Stop Waiting, Start Investing ebook, which goes through my whole investing philosophy, how I invest. If you don't like it, there's a 30-day money back guarantee, so there's no risk and hopefully a lot of financial education to gain. Now that's all out of the way, let's get into lifetime ISAs. So the first thing I want to go through is what is a lifetime ISA. So a lifetime ISA is one of the four types of ISAs. So you have stocks and shares ISAs, cash ISAs, innovative ISAs, and lifetime ISAs. So they're one of the four types. Per year, we get a £20,000 ISA allowance, and the most you can contribute through a LISA is £4,000. So assuming you can max out the whole allowance, you can only put £4,000 in a lifetime ISA, and then the other £16,000 would have to go into a cash ISA, an innovative ISA, a stocks and shares ISA. £4,000 is the max you can put into a lifetime ISA. Lifetime ISA generally have two purposes, either to buy your first home or for retirement. The large majority of people use lifetime ISAs, from my experience, for buying their first property. Help to Buy ISAs are no longer on the market anymore, and lifetime ISAs were really always better than Help to Buy ISAs, because with a lifetime ISA you can get more free money from the government.
Here comes the money, 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 money.
Because the main benefit of a lifetime ISA, which I haven't mentioned yet and should have at the start, is that anything you contribute up to £4,000, the government will top up by 25%. So assuming you contribute £4,000 each tax year, you will then get £1,000 free from the government, and that can happen year after year. That's why it's so good if you're using a LISA for your first property, and assuming you're going to be saving for say 5 years, you can get £5,000 free, £1,000 per year from the government over that period. That's the basics out of the way. I'll also put some useful links if you want to read some more about lifetime ISAs and how they work. But there's two main types of lifetime ISAs to get into the detail a bit more. You have stocks and shares LISAs and cash LISAs. So generally, my rule of thumb is if you're saving for a property, it's better to use a cash lifetime ISA. If you're saving for retirement, it's better to use a stocks and shares lifetime ISA. The reason why I say it's better to use a cash lifetime ISA if you're saving for a home is because assuming you're going to be buying that home in the next 1 to say 5 years, the stock market can be very volatile. So by keeping that money in a cash LISA, although you're going to be foregoing any gains in the stock market, you're also going to avoid any disasters of the stock market dropping 30% 2 weeks before you're planning on buying a house. So I would say personally, keep it in cash if you're using it for a home. You're still going to get 25% from the government of risk-free return each year. You also are still going to get 0.5% to 1% depending on what cash lifetime ISA provider you use. It's not brilliant, but personally, if you're using it for a house and you're going to be buying that house in the next few years, I think it's more sensible to just keep it in a cash LISA, even though you're going to miss out on any stock market gain. I would then say if you're using a lifetime ISA to invest for retirement, a stocks and shares lifetime ISA is better. That's just because you're going to be investing for probably decades, so you can ride out any ups and downs. You can take advantage of the free money from the government, 25% per tax year, risk-free. Then hopefully also over the long term earn 7, 8, 9%. So really, every year on average, you could be getting 33% return, which is pretty amazing.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Obviously the downside is you can only contribute $4,000 and not anymore, but it's still a good way to invest for retirement and take advantage of that free money from the government. Also, as a side note, you can use a lifetime ISA, initially a cash lifetime ISA, get your first property, and then after that, then switch over to a stocks and shares lifetime ISA and use that for retirement. So you can use both, but obviously, like any ISA, you can't contribute to two of the same ISA in the tax year. So you can't contribute to a cash lifetime ISA and a stocks and shares lifetime ISA because they both come under the LISA umbrella. So now we're going to get on to my stocks and shares LISA portfolio, what I invest into and how it's performed since I've opened it. When it comes to stocks and shares lifetime ISAs, there's not very many providers available. When I opened mine, it was really only Hargreaves Lansdown and AJ Bell. I'm also just looking online now, and it seems that Nutmeg and Moneybox also offer lifetime ISAs, but generally speaking, I prefer more DIY platforms where I have more control of what I invest into. So for me, it was between Hargreaves Lansdown and AJ Bell. I actually ran the numbers at the time, and they essentially worked out to be exactly the same fee over a year. I went with Hargreaves Lansdown just because they're, I think, the largest provider in the UK, largest investment platform. But yeah, I'll also leave a link to Money Saving Experts article on the top LISA picks. But I personally chose mine with Hargreaves Lansdown. So now you should be able to see my Hargreaves Lansdown lifetime ISA portfolio on your screen. And would you have guessed any other investment? Of course, 100% of my money is in the FTSE Global All Cap, the exact same as my stocks and shares ISA with Vanguard. My pension with Legal & General is also 100% in a global index fund. That's just the way that I invest.
Why you think they call me Mr. Worldwide?
I've covered this on YouTube, why I use global index funds. I've also got a book, as I mentioned, an ebook, Stop Waiting, Start Investing, and there's 60 plus pages on choosing the investment platform, choosing an account, and choosing a fund to invest into, and ultimately it goes through why I use global funds. As you can see, the headline number is £2,507 in my lifetime ISA as of today, which is the 6th of December. I've got about £5 in cash, so my actual investment in the FTSE Global All Cap is just over 2.5k. If I then click details, you can see that I've invested essentially £2,000, and if I go back to holdings, my holding is £2,500, so I've made about a £500 gain, which is 25.61%. In terms of when I open this, and also as I mentioned, when I stopped contributing to this, so I opened it originally in April 2020, I then stopped contributing to it in around May or June 2021, so I essentially had it open for about 13-14 months, and then stopped contributing to it about 6 or 7 months ago in 2021. But yeah, that's my lifetime ISA portfolio. All of the money is in the FTSE Global All Cap. Just to briefly recap that, it's a global index fund. It's got 7,000 stocks located all around the world. It invests into every corner of the world, into thousands of companies. It's a Vanguard fund, pretty much. No, literally every single fund I invest into on all my different platforms are Vanguard funds. And yeah, I'm a fan of being globally diversified. I believe you can't beat the market, so I use index funds. I also believe you can't predict which country is going to perform best, which is why I use a global index fund. Of course, the returns might not be as high as some individual countries or some individual stocks, but I'm completely fine with that. It makes my investment approach, and this is what I go through in Stop Waiting, Start Investing. It makes my investment approach very simple, very automated, very hands-off, very passive, and I don't really need to do anything. Instead, I can spend my time making these YouTube videos and hopefully helping out other people.
Yeah, boy.
But that is my lifetime ISA portfolio. Once again, like most of my investments, it's fairly boring. One fund makes up the whole portfolio. Now I'm going to get into why I no longer contribute to my lifetime ISA and instead choose a pension or a stocks and shares ISA. But yeah, I'm going to leave this video there. Hopefully this video has been helpful going through LISAs, my portfolio. Any thoughts, please leave them in the comments. Do you use LISAs? Do you not? Do you use a cash one, a stocks and shares one? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, any questions, as always, feel free to let me know as well and I'll help you out. And other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.